Okay.
All right. Uttam,
Yeah.
uh, thank you so much for doing this.
No, thank you so much for doing this.
So, yeah, I mean, like it's difficult to explain all the things that you do.
Yeah.
You do quite a few things. It's not just chess.
Yes.
But I am mainly interested in chess, and so you're a Fide Arbiter,
Yeah.
and now you've got all your norms. You're going to become an international arbiter. Could you just explain what that is, and what the difference between a Fide Arbiter and an international arbiter is?
Yeah, that is quite some technical question. Yes, right. Okay, okay. Yeah, the thing is, to start with, what is to do with arbiter? Arbiter, the technical meaning of arbiter is to like solve the dispute between two person, and what we usually do is we read all the laws, FIDE laws, and then we practice them. So what happens is, when you are just working as an arbiter in a country, the national federation gives you the title of national arbiter, and once you gain certain experience and appear in some event, some one should be international event among the four, and after that you can apply for the FIDE arbiter, and once you become the FIDE arbiter, then you need to gain a lot of experience in terms of working with other people, and even being the chief arbiter, like that is something which you need to being a chief arbiter simply means like you need to work with every kind of people, like you need to know like everything, like the people whom you are working with. Sometimes what happens is, you may not like the people, but you need to work with them. That is what it takes to be an arbiter, and to be an international arbiter you need to be working in international event or the official event like the championship, either the championship or international event or even the continental championship, and like which is one of the best place to be and gain a lot of experience, and then you can apply to be an international arbiter. And I think the rule from 2024 it had changed. We also need to attend a seminar, which is a good thing. I guess like every arbiter they must get refreshed, like once in a while. That is one of the most needed thing when you work actively as an arbiter.
Right.
Yeah.
Now you've sort of made Canada your home for now.
Yes.
I understand that you're interested in going back to Nepal, though.
Yeah.
I mean, this is sort of yeah. I mean, what do you think of Canadian chess culture?
Yeah, the thing is, yes, obviously, like the chess culture is slightly different than in Nepal. Here, chess activity is quite active, like it's really active. The thing is, every day in Toronto, some chess action is going on. That's the most beautiful thing I have seen in Canada, because I just like chess. It's been more than like 13 years now, and coming here in Toronto is one of the blessing, like for me.
13 years since you've since you've been in Toronto?
Yeah. No, not in Toronto, like it's in the field of chess, like I started from 2011, and I started to work as an arbiter from 2018, and that was the time when I got the title of national arbiter and national instructor at the same time. And here in Toronto, the thing is, every day some chess action is going on, and that is one of the best thing which I have seen. And regarding the event and tournament practices, yeah, like people, I find the people and player over here in this country, they are quite good, like whenever I give certain decision, if someone has done something incorrect, they just admit it, and which is like as an arbiter, it's quite easy, you know, like in terms of giving the decision. Like if you just imagine, sometimes what happens is one player touches the piece and he simply denies it.
Right.
Yeah, but here in Canada, I have never seen that happen.
Right.
Here, like people say, okay, so yeah, I have touched the piece, and that makes our job a lot of easier, you know.
Right.
And people here are quite humble, and yeah, this like I just like the culture here. Like they know each other well, and they respect one another. So yeah, even though there is some professional aspect to it, but yeah, I have seen like people, players, they come to the event and saying hi, hello to one another. That is one of the best thing, you know, like because chess, it's like being a family, you know. Yeah, it's like in my country, like we know every chess player in the whole country.
Right.
Because I was so much active, and even after coming to Canada, like I am really active. I don't know why, because I think I just love the game so much. Yeah, that's the reason. Like it's just been around like 8 to 9 months, but nowadays my face is like quite common in the event. Yes, so people have seen me in the zonal and the candidate rapid Bleeze, and again they are going to see me in the Ontario Open.
Right.
And that is, I think, yeah, I don't know. I think I am too much active in chess, I guess.
How'd you become so obsessed with this game?
Yeah, the thing is, yes, yeah. The main thing is when I was like really small, like uh, during my early days, I loved the game from the beginning. You know, I used to play with my friends at home, and later on when like I was about to graduate and I joined Golden Gate College. So what happened was, after joining Golden Gate, I found that there is something called chess book. Yeah, it was quite late. I was already 18, 19 years old back then, you know. Right now, 17 years old are getting into the World Chess Championship. So for me, it was quite late. And the thing is, yeah, I missed quite a lot of opportunities due to that thing. And I always used to think, okay, so what if like if someone guided me from my early age? And it was rarely like in a whole school, like in a particular school, there used to be one or two student who used to play chess, and there was no one to guide us, you know. That was one of the most like I cannot explain. It was one of the most painful thing, like, and thinking of that, like I obviously loved the game, and from 2018 I just if there was someone like who really wants to grow in chess, sometimes I even used to teach for free, you know, and give them material and guide them, so that like they will not face the same problem as I did. So that was one of the like driving factor. And later on, like when I got into chess, yeah, like there are one or two student of mine like whose life was completely changed, and it was just due to chess, you know. And it is one of the best thing, like chess is really good for the people who are like really hyperactive.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, it helps you to concentrate. Yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, I can remember like one of my student, he was quite hyperactive, and what I did was like I just took him around like 3 or 4 events. I taught him chess for 3 to 4 months, and I just took him around like around the event, you know, like around the tournament. And just after like 2 to 3 months, we played event and we just practiced chess a lot. And after like the whole thing, around like 6 months, the child, they had like 80% changes in their behavior, and the parents, they were quite happy about it. and that is also one of the motivating factor, you know, like chess is not just sports, like it can be used as a tool to change someone's life, and that was the thing like which really drives me, you know.
In terms of, so I've spoken to quite a few people in the chess scene. They talk about, you know, the fact that, you know, it's hard to make a living,
Yeah.
right, out of chess in particular.
Yeah.
So now I know you teach chess.
Yeah.
You're also a Hindu priest.
Yes.
Fascinating. So, you know, how do you plan to, you know, let's say make chess the center of your life?
Yeah, like so far, like I'm doing pretty good in that terms, but yeah, I need to explore more. And yeah, like the thing is, you need to be really passionate about it, and you need to give a lot of effort. So the thing is, yeah, even back home, I was able to earn a living out of just doing chess.
Right.
Yeah, and I used to do a lot of teaching stuff, and I used to work as an arbiter, like really actively, you know, like yeah, it was really like, I don't know, like some people might even think like I was crazy or something like that, because whenever there was an event, and I used to get a call, you know, like even from far places within the country, and that was for me like quite an achievement, you know, like it was quite good. And the thing is, once you like create an idol in that field, once you create some person like who is like talk of town or something like that, like people will obviously follow up, and they just due to one student, I got around teaching chess into 4 different schools, and just due to one student.
Right, right.
And I think here in Canada, I think it's more possible than in Nepal, you know.
Oh, yeah.
The thing is here, I don't know why, because I just want to say like we are here in Canada, so if we have something, like we are aiming something, and we give more time and effort to that thing, we will obviously be on the situation where we want to be. So because this is Canada, yes, yeah, I think so. Like I don't know why, but yeah.
Oh, I interviewed John Upper a while back.
Yeah.
He does a newsletter for the CFC, and he was describing how, you know, top, you know, Canadian top players,
Yeah.
right? They end up, you know, just like, you know, they have this skill set
Yeah.
that is very useful in other careers,
Yes.
more lucrative areas, and so. Have you thought of, you know, applying your skill set elsewhere, or like?
Yeah, the thing is, not right now, because yes, the one thing which I want to get better yeah, is at the as working as a priest. So that is my other thing. But yeah, priest, and I want to like really even use my time to work as a quality control officer, you know. The thing, even I used to work back home as a quality control officer. I did that for 6 months, and I completely changed everything, like, so after that 6 months I completely changed into chess, you know. And it was, yeah, a lot of people were really upset about that, because they were like, okay, so why do you want to leave a job and go into chess? Because I said to them, like, chess, like the job which I did as a quality control officer, there was no drive in it, you know, like you do the same thing every day. But with chess, I do the same thing every day, but it changes someone's life if it's in the right way. So that is the thing, like I I deviated from like food inspector to something else. So right now, like I think at some point in my life, I'm planning to do some stuff with like quality control or something like that, but not right now.
Right, right. Now, given, you know, I think that, you know, given the fact that some top players, right,
Yeah.
they drop out, that could also affect, you know, your potential You know, because you do need, you know, these top players, you know, to keep playing the game. You know, it's no good if a grandmaster, you know, decides to get a full-time job and is dropping rating points. So does that worry you at all?
No, but the thing is, I think no. No, because the thing is, it's a growing field. The thing is, people are understanding why chess is important, why chess is essential. Yeah, so even though some of the top players, I know one of the player from China, he just quit chess because he was playing at really high level. I forget his name, and due to high pressure, he could not play the game. And but the thing is, in the top, like some of them might have changed the field or something like that. But here's the thing, you know, here's one interesting thing. Like I know, like I don't know who said that to me, but one of two person were having conversation, you know, and one of them said, "So, what do you after 10 years? Do you want to have a big house? Do you want to have like millions in your bank account? Do you want to have a good car and good life, or do you want to be a grandmaster?" So for me, it's like the other way, you know, like being involved in chess is what I feel like doing, you know, because all the money in the world will not buy the happiness of winning someone who is in front of you, or like just teaching chess. That is something like I really admire. And I know, like there are some situation, like it's not some, like there are many situations where even the top players they are not able to earn their living. But for us, like we just enjoy chess.
So in terms of like top players, of course, you know, it's a different story in terms of having to dedicate, you know, so much time to perfecting the game. Whereas, you know, you are an essential component of an event that can be enjoyed by, I guess, anybody. It doesn't have to be top level chess in Canada. But you know, I understand that Quebec has a lot of funding. You know, within Canada, you've sort of settled in Ontario, right? In Toronto. Have you thought about other places?
Not right now, because right now I'm just exploring different thing, you know, here in Toronto in terms of chess. So right now no, but in future, like I may be looking forward to more opportunity. I may explore more things around.
Right. What about the States?
Now you got me. Yes. Like even States, like at some point I think I need to even visit there, because I have heard from a lot of my friends here in Canada. They keep on saying me, like New York and Florida, they have like one of the best places for chess, you know. It's in a growing phase, and it's really good, like in terms of everything, you know, chess culture, money, everything. So I don't know, like at some point I need to even like explore in that terms as well. Like, but right now Canada has given me like quite a good experience, you know, like not just in terms of teaching chess. Even teaching chess back home, it used to be different than here, you know, even in terms of teaching chess, and even working as an arbiter. Like the thing is, if I would have stayed in Nepal, I would have never explored like the candidates event. I was a part of it. That was a huge thing. It was a history. And even the other event, like candidate Bliss, I was the deputy chief.
Could you maybe, you know, elaborate as to what you know, what the candidates is, just for the sake of an audience?
Oh, okay. So candidate is an event where the top players they like play against one another, so that the previous world champion gets a challenger. So that is how it works. And this time in Toronto, like it was really one of the historical moment, you know. So there were 4 players who had the chance of being a challenger till the end, till the last round, which is one of the most interesting thing. And at the end, the one who was never expected to win the game, the 17 years old Gukesh, he won the game.
Who were you supporting at the? Or of course you were you were an arbiter. Maybe you couldn't, or you weren't an arbiter. You were volunteering for the main event.
Yes.
And then you were actually the chief arbiter, right, for the candidates.
Rapid. Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. So. Can you say? Can you have favorites?
Like no, at the candidates I have. I was. The thing is, with Gukesh, I'm really one of the good admirer of him. You know, from even the beginning. Like not even the candidates. Like even when I saw him in India. Like all the chess players, they are down to earth. Yeah. The thing is with Gukesh, he was the only player on his category, you know, like not his category, but on his age group, like Prag, Nihal, Sarin, other top Indian players. They've almost like everyone, like just few of them were able to take the title in their home country, and Gukesh was one of the person who I think he got the Grandmaster title by playing within his country. So that is the one thing which I really admired about him. You know, it was a long way back, but in India, like it's really hard to get the title. So, and like I think Gukesh was in my mind, but I never thought he would win the game.
Right.
Yeah, that was one of the thing. Like no one thought he would win the game. And like I didn't have any favorite, but it was quite good, like just watching the players play, make the move. That was one of the best experience, you know. Like if it was back home, I'd never be seeing Hikaru or Fabi or Nepo or any of the player. And just being here is something good, you know. And even working as a chief arbiter in the candidate rapid, it was one of the good experience. Yeah, the thing is, there were some of the top players, and just to get that exposure and gain some like experience from that event, it's quite good.
Right. And so you did sort of allude to that, like with that question, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Yeah.
So where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Okay. Yeah. So I think like right now, the only thing which I am thinking of is like gaining more experience right now, right away. Yes, and I'm just thinking of like returning back to Nepal and just using all the experience which I am gaining from Canada and put it back in my country, so that like people would really know what chess is, you know, because still people, they don't really care about sports and in particular about chess. So I really want to like do something really massive in terms of chess, you know, like chess and teaching. The thing is, I want to even like I tried it when I was back home, and like I gave my project, like chess in school program project, I gave it to the metropolitan city of Kathmandu, but they denied that. I don't know why, because I think they didn't understand what chess is. So that is the thing like I really want to do. And even right now the Ministry of Education is, she's quite one of the intelligent person, and my team is still working on that project, you know, like we really want to make that happen, even though I am here. And we discuss it, and we have made some of the project like so that it could be implemented in all the schools at the same time, or at least 10 schools. for 6 months, and we'll see the changes. Because I don't know why, but you know, like this is the thing, like why I say chess can be a profession is like back home when I was working as a treasurer of my province, I planned around like 12 events a year, and my vision was there were 7 provinces in my country. So at least if one of the province they do 10 events a year, so just the provincial event is going to be 70 in a year, 70. That's a huge number. And just imagine, like if there would be 70 events just in a provincial level, so all the person who are playing chess will survive, you know. They should not do anything else.
Right. So, I mean, this is a completely different question. I figured we might end on this question.
Yeah.
So, you know, in terms of the Canadian chess scene, what, like, and I'm not just talking about, let's say, I'm talking about the highest level, but also, you know, at every level.
Yes.
What needs to change? Does anything need to change? What can be improved?
Here, I think one thing which I have not seen here is like people are really good, they are really humble. But the thing is, I think Canadian Chess Federation, I think what they need to do is like they need to support some of the person, like they need to bring them into highlight, you know, instead of just making a Facebook page. Like they should promote some of the person, like one person who is comes to my mind is Victor, you know. He's just 20, 21, 22, he has, I don't know, 21, 22, something like that. And that boy, he did the journal.
Right. Yeah.
Along with his team, yes, and that is something which the federation must appreciate.
Right.
I have not seen that appreciation, like I don't know why. It should not just be personal, you know, like even going to the person and saying thank you is a different thing. But the thing is, bringing out those kind of thing is, that should be done, you know, like. So just imagine, he's just 22, like if I was his age, I would never imagine that kind of big event. Not just the journal, he made even the festival, there were more than 300 people playing. So that is one of the most like highest achievement.
Right. That's interesting. Well, thank you for your time.
Yeah.
It's a real pleasure.
Yeah, thank you so much. Okay.